Welcome to the Defense and Aerospace Report. I'm Vago Muradian here at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, where we are talking to the ranking member of the House Armed Services Committee, Washington Democrat, Adam Smith. Sir, thanks very much for joining us.
Well, thanks for the chance.
Enjoyed your comments at Security Assistance report that CSIS has just released. I want to ask you about that. But first, the big thing is the budget. The Trump administration has released its first all-original defense budget, $686 billion base budget request. Very big increase over the next 2 years. If you look at this $4.4 trillion plan for this year. Speaking as one of the most senior Democrats, or the senior Democrats certainly in the House when it comes to defense matters, what do you think? What do you like about the measure? What do you not like?
Well, I'm just very concerned about the debt and the deficit and how sustainable all of this is. I mean, we cut taxes by $2 trillion in the middle of a very strong economy, and now we just agreed to a budget deal that added $500 billion to the deficit, $300 billion on discretionary spending, and then another $200 on various and sundry disaster relief and a whole bunch of other things. And so it's great that the Pentagon's got a 2-year budget deal. What's going to happen third, fourth, and fifth years? Once our deficit hits $1 trillion again, which it's projected to do this year, and the debt's $21 trillion, and what if interest rates go up? So I'm very concerned about that, how we get ourselves back on some sort of firm fiscal footing long term. In the short term, we better make sure we spend every penny of this extra money, of all of this money, really carefully, because lean years are coming. I guess I can do a Game of Thrones thing. Winter is coming. All right. Eventually, free money is going to run out, and will we be ready for it?
That does not make you a pessimist, but a realist, as you observed in the session. You voted against the last budget measure. Talk to us a little bit about how Democrats are going to square how this worked, because that budget deal includes both an increase for defense spending, but also non-defense discretionary. This budget does not include that. Talk to us a little bit about how the mechanics of this are going to work and what the prospects are and what happens to the 2018 omnibus in that case.
Well, I mean, Mick Mulvaney admitted, basically, he tried to make the argument first, well, this budget caps deal, it's a ceiling, not a floor. So they're gonna try to backdoor make cuts in some of the discretionary non-defense money. That's not gonna happen. I mean, once you put a cap on the money, that's ultimately for 18 and 19 what is going to be spent, in my view. And then, like I said, it's going to be a long-term challenge after that.
What do you think they did right in this spending measure? I mean, you and I have spoken repeatedly about the sense that there's only going to be a limited upside. Do you think they're on the right priorities in terms of where this money is being spent? Or if you were going to spend it, how differently would you spend it?
By and large, I think that the way they spend the money is appropriate. Like I said, it's just too much. And my problem is contrasting that with the $2 trillion tax cut that we just passed. Basically, if you cut taxes and reduce revenue, how can you then spend a lot of money? I mean, like I said, it's sort of like quitting a job and then deciding that you're going to buy a new house and a second car. We have decided basically to simply pretend like the debt and the deficit don't exist. And ultimately, that's my reason for opposing the budget deal. I didn't mind necessarily where they spent the money, but you can't cut taxes and then spend money you don't have.
Talk to us, in about a year, you're going to be negotiating the 20 and 21 budgets. Do you expect more money, or conversely, what do you expect is going to trigger folks to start taking the debt seriously?
I don't know, but we're not going to have more money in 20 and 21. And I think what will trigger folks to take the deficit more seriously is if the era of free money comes to an end and interest rates go up.
All right, sir, and now that this has started, thanks very much for joining us. As always.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.